Okay, I went around the world, planted those magic beans, and I even have money to buy the last two, so I'm going to do that right now. Remember those two treasure chests in Goron City that I didn't open because I thought the money could be useful at some point? Well, that's what I took. I also took that one purple rupee that was behind a bundle wall just outside of Goron City, so that's basically how I got my money. Those beans are not for sale, yeah. Well, I don't want to see you in 7 years when you got those things all grown up in your stomach. Yeah, I know things don't work like that, but work with me here. Anyway, chicken challenge. There are 2 pieces of heart we can get right now in this area, and we're gonna need this chicken for both. So, you can see the first one right over there. So, this jump doesn't look like you can make it without hanging onto the edge, but trust me, you can, as you just saw. This one here's a little more complicated. You gotta go over there, throw the cuckoo, and jump all the way over there. This is basically the Zelda equivalent of Yoshi's side. Yeah, I just made that comparison. Sue me. Anyway, now you want to pick up that chicken again. The second one's a bit more annoying. Why? Well, you'll see in a moment. Because it involves throwing the cuckoo at a ledge up above like this, and then you gotta try and grab it. And you see, the word grab... Oh, I got lucky there. Anyway, let's do this again. The word grab usually flashes for a fraction of a second, and oh! Well, really lucky there today. Usually it's a lot more of a pain than that to grab them again. Link, professional cock handler. Don't try this at home. Anyway, you want to carry it all over to the end of Zora's River. There's a series of ledges here. You want to go on near the highest point of this one, and you use the cuckoo to float over to the piece of heart. And now you don't need any more. So, what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to play the Sun Song because there's a Skulltula that appears in this area at night. So, I'm just going to wait until this finishes, and I'm going to go drop down to this platform here, then down into the water because the water isn't even deep enough for the stream to carry. So, now you slash this twice, and I'm going to grab the token, and after that, we've obtained all we could obtain in Zora's River at this point of the game. So we're going to move on to the next area. Remember, Cape Laura gave Laura's advice. We're going to play Zelda's Lullaby here, which will make the waterfall split in half, and we're going to be able to proceed to Zora's domain. One thing that's annoying, though, is that you have to do it every single time you want to enter this area. You can't do it once, then you're done with it. Nope. Gotta do it every time. Anyway, there are a few more things for us to take care of here. What should I do first? Oh yeah, there's a piece of heart here. I'm gonna do that first because it can get a little aggravating if you're not on a good day. Unfortunately, I don't fail that often anymore, but it requires you to be pretty speedy nonetheless. So, see, there are 2 torches here. I'm gonna use this one because it doesn't really matter either way. I'm gonna take a Deku stick. I'm gonna light it up, and down there's another torch, which I believe will never go out. There we go. And now there's a series of torches through this path that you want to light them all up before time runs out. You want to be quick about this. So the second torch is over there, and the last 2 are actually fairly well hidden if you don't know about them. They're yet again behind another waterfall. So light those 2 up, and there we go. There's a chest that's going to appear. It's going to have our piece of heart. So I'm going to pick that up, and wow, I'm just over 4 minutes in, and I've already done all that. Actually, at the rate things are going right now, I think we can begin the next dungeon early in the next video. So now I'm going to head back to where the... No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take an empty bottle here and use it to grab a fish. There are a few there, so come on, grab a fish. Grab a fish! There we go. So, trust me, we're gonna need it. So, Now that that's done, just gonna take back my bombs. Not that I'm really gonna need them. I just like to have my bombs out at all times because they're so useful. Grab a few rupees from these pots because the magic beans guy left me almost dry. Anyway, this is the Zora's Domain shop. As you can see, Zora Tunic, adult only, and you get a free one later on, so not worth it. And they also sell fish! Yeah, they sell something you can get for free, like a 5-second walk away. Oh, just great. So, now that we've done that, we're gonna head back to the chamber where the first two torches were, because as you probably noticed here, there's this huge fellow here. He is King Zora, and he's basically telling us that Princess Ruto has gone missing, so guess who's gonna have to look for her? No, it's not gonna be the bajillion Zoras that are in this place. What a surprise. So, this guy here, there's a little diving game that costs 20 rupees, and wow, it didn't even... I sort of forgot you had to pay for this, so I'm sort of thankful that I picked up those rupees from those pots, actually. So, what he's gonna do now, he's gonna throw 5 blue rupees down the waterfall, and I'm gonna have to collect them all before time runs out. Yeah, hardly a challenge, especially considering how lenient the time limit is. 50 seconds? I could do that in half the time! Okay, anyway, this is sort of a way to re-obtain the rupees that you just lost and earn a 5 rupee profit in the process, but this is not a good way to grind for rupees. Let me just tell you that right away. And when I said I could do it in half the time, well, that's literally what I did. I had 50 seconds and I did it in 24. So, now I gotta head back up all the way to where the Zora was. And if you're wondering why I did that, seemed pointless enough. No rupees? No. Okay. But whatever. Yeah, you actually need to do this in order to advance with the game. Usually, mini-games are optional in Zelda games, but this one was mandatory, though this hardly qualifies as a mini-game. More like a way to pad out some time. Don't know why, but anyway. He's going to give us the silver scale, which is going to allow us to go much deeper underwater. You could only spend 3 units of time diving before. Now we can spend 6 units of time. We can dive twice as far underwater. And there's a similar upgrade that's going to allow us to dive for 8 units of time. They're not seconds, by the way, so I just call them units of time because there's no better word for that. But, yeah, we're going to upgrade that later in the game. So, shortcut to Lake Hylia. Very convenient if you want to quickly go from one end of the world to the other. So, I'm trying to grab that bottle there. This is the 3rd bottle in the game, and you actually need to grab it, once again, to progress with the story. There we go. And gotta love this. Even though there's clearly something inside, you get the empty bottle speech, and then, what? Something's already inside? But, yeah, this is a letter from Princess Ruto, saying that, well, you're gonna see soon enough, because that's the next thing I want to do. I'm going to have to show this letter to King Zora. But there's just one thing. How did that letter end up at Lake Hylia, at the other end of the world? Unless it took that conveniently placed shortcut, which it was admittedly very close to. But as we're going to see, this letter was written while she wasn't even in Zora's domain to begin with. She was in the area just beyond. So don't think there's any way for that bottle to end up all the way over at Lake Hylia. So yeah, just food for thought here. So just gonna take out that bottle. Excuse me. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So no, don't want to use my shield. I want to lock on to him. Anyway, basically, we're gonna learn that she's gone inside Lord Jabu Jabu, which is a guardian spirit fish sort of thing, and he would never eat my dear Princess Rudo, but maybe he would because Ganondorf's been here recently, and we're gonna see the result of his vile handiwork. And as I said, he sends me to do the dirty job, an outsider who just happened to give him that letter to begin with. At least I get the bottle out of the deal, so it's not too bad. And oh yeah, this takes forever. The sound he makes is rather funny though. Wee, 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 wee. Move faster, Porky! Yeah, you knew it was coming, but anyway, if the name Jabu Jabu sounds familiar, well, it's the exact same guy as Jaboon from Wind Waker, they just retconned his name, so if I slip up and call him Jaboon, it's not that I slipped up, it's because it's really Jaboon. So after that never-ending scene, where he moved like 6 freaking inches, we are finally cleared to head to Zora's Fountain, where Lord Jabu Jabu is. But before heading into his belly, which is the next dungeon of the game, gruesome, I know, there is still something that I can do here. There's a gold Skulltula that I can take care of right now. It's all the way at the back end of the fountain, and there's also a great fairy that I can visit there. She's going to give me another magic spell. So for the gold Skulltula, you can get it at any time of the day. You just roll into this tree, and okay, I'm never sure where that thing is going to land. Basically every time I roll into a tree to find a Skulltula. Now, after that, I think you want to bomb this about here. Should be fine. Yeah, there we go. Also remember that gray boulder, it stayed there for a reason. It's gonna be important later on. So, Zelda's Lullaby, thank you very much. Always play Zelda's Lullaby when you see a Triforce. That's your cue. So anyway, this is Great Fairy number 3, and I am already all out of jokes regarding these. Don't worry, the last 3 are going to be much later in the game. We won't be seeing any for a while. And, yeah, that camera pan, still as creepy as ever. And, yeah, this one gives you Farore's Wind, which is the second spell in the game, and by far the least useful. I never, ever, ever use it. The way it works is that whenever you're in a dungeon, you can use it to create a warp point. And when you use it again, you have the choice to either head back to that warp point, it's basically just convenience, kind of like Uku in Twilight Princess, or you can also dispel the warp point and make a new one. Well, that's exactly what I just said, except in text form, just in case you're deaf. But if you're deaf, then why are you watching LPs anyway? I have no idea. And, yeah, you can only use it in dungeons that have a dungeon map. That means you probably can't use it in, Ganon's Castle. Can you? I've never actually tried, but it's a dungeon, but it does not have a dungeon map. Anyway, we're not gonna head into Jabu Jabu's belly quite yet, because, let's see, do I have 30 gold Skulltulas? Yes, I do! So, what this means is that it's back to Kakariko Village to claim yet another prize. But you may be wondering why backtrack all the way there. Well, it's because the prize is probably the best one you're going to get for this side quest. Yeah, very early on, no less. It's the Giant's Wallet, which can allow me to carry 500 rupees. This is the biggest wallet in the game. So when it comes to rupee carrying capacity, I am all topped out.